What's going on, guys? It's your boy WineDXCJ, and this is the first time you see my channel or any of my videos. I make gaming related content surrounding bringing positivity to you. And in this video, we're going to talk about the new Halo Infinite Inside Infinite for June of 2021. Here to go over some details regarding the 5 pillars of their work ethic, seasons, events, customization, the battle pass, the new Halo Waypoint experience, and a few more details. So we're going to go over it here, break down the article a little bit, and we're going to get right into it. So starting off first here, under our first headline, ready to go live 5 by 5. And then here we get a statement talking about the team's pillars. And these pillars consist of 4 different attributes: having healthy engagement with their game and content, having a player first focus, providing unambiguous value, and always learning, listening, and experimenting. And what this means is that with every new design, every piece of content we look at putting in front of our players goes through a venting process against these pillars. We hold the content plan up against these pillars and say, does this meet all of our requirements? Does it hold true to our values? If it doesn't, we either tweak it and massage it until it's done, or go back to the drawing board. Moving on to the next topic here, they talk about seasons for a little bit and how Halo Infinite will function as a live service game. So they're going to say that seasons are a core container or framework for the content delivering to the players. It's a concept that should be familiar with MCC already, but for our new players, it's pretty simple. Roughly every 3 months, we're going to kick off a new season. This comes with a ton of updates, new gameplay content, new events, new systems, new customization, new progress, everything new. They also go on to say that they're focused on adding to the player experience every season, putting a large emphasis on having that community feedback and listening and trying to apply as much community feedback as possible, which I really appreciate, because a large majority of the Halo community when Halo 5 was out and when Halo 4 was out felt like 343 wasn't really taking in the feedback that they were giving them and were kind of just doing things their own way. So this is really enlightening to see that they are putting a large focus on that community feedback and trying to implement it. So before they move on to the next topic, they go on to clear up a few things about how the seasons will be in terms of bug fixes and updates and things like that. They go on to say that we decided on roughly 3 months because it gives players a good amount of time to experience and explore the seasonal content without it getting too tiresome and without constantly pulling the rug from under players. And you absolutely do not need to wait 3 months for bug fixes. We're going to have to prioritize fixes on our end, of course. Not everything will be fixed immediately, but we will have the infrastructure to deploy fixes pretty rapidly. And ending off the season portion of the article, they talk about how, again, they want Halo to be fun. They don't want it to feel like a grind, emphasizing like the battle pass and things like that. And they want each player to enjoy all the activities and content that they put out. And now something interesting that they talk about here in this next portion is events. And they go on to say that for season 1, think of events as fun things for players to experience and get rewarded for. Almost every week, we will mix up activities that are presented to the players. Certain big weeks will feature events that new activities and specific reward tracks, free reward tracks, will be provided. We will provide more detail on these specific events before launch, but be on the lookout for a special event type with specific thematic rewards called a fracture. The battle pass and other main vectors will supply canon customization. The fracture and some events will lean into things further afield, like the Yorori armor shown in the multiplayer trailer. And we get a small picture of this below. So I guess this is going to be like, you know how in Call of Duty and other games like that, they'll have certain specific events that might give you more customization options, and that might not be as closely aligned to the sort of cut and dry like Halo universe. I don't want to stray too far because I don't want to like try to read too in between the lines here, but I mean, it pretty much just seems like we're going to have events here from time to time. They're going to give us specific new sort of customization options and things like that, which from what we can see in this picture below might not always be what you expect it to be. Following this, they go on to talk about customization and the battle pass, and they go on to say that out of the gate, players can get starting gear and get rewards from the free battle pass track. The paid battle pass track challenges, skill rewards, event tracks, legacy rewards, and rewarded for campaign actions We have a number of Season 1 giveaways as well. Certain weeks and days have some significance inside and outside the game, so we set aside pieces for players who log in and claim. Possible login rewards, am I saying this here? After that, they go on to dive into the battle pass a little bit more. Here they talk about how they don't want the battle pass to just be a grind. They don't want it to feel like a chore. They want it to be new and different, and they really specify how all battle passes will be permanent. We've heard this before. We've seen it in Halo MCC where they kind of tested it out with the seasons and things like that. So even if you missed a season, you can go back and unlock all the stuff there before. Getting rid of that FOMO, fear of missing out, which I really appreciate, because there are a lot of things and a lot of other games where they'll have battle passes and a lot of items in that battle pass I want, but I can't really put in the time to grind everything out, and I don't have the money to buy everything outright. So the fact that they not only have a battle pass, but every battle pass that comes out will remain out is a really big plus for me, because it gives you more reasons to grind. Even though they don't want it to be a grind, it gives you more reasons to grind, because now you don't have to specifically play every day those 3 months or you're going to miss everything. But say you miss Season 1's battle pass and you jump on Season 2, now you have the potential to grind for Season 1 and Season 2's battle pass, which I think is really smart, because it's a good way for players to stay on the game but also work towards the rewards that they want to get at the time they want to get them. So that's a big plus for me, and I give them high props for that. And then just to reinforce my statement here, coming at the end, they say, we look at other titles where you buy something that provides time-limited access to the pass, and now you feel obligated to play. That's not fun, and it's not player first. If you put the trust in us and purchase something from us, it's yours, no strings attached, which again is a big round of applause for me, because I bangs with that to the highest degree. Then lastly, ending off the customization talk, they say the teams tease that there may be a few other aspects of player customization that we haven't seen yet. Can you tell us now, or will we have to wait a bit longer? And Chris Bloom replies with, not quite yet. Knowing Uni and the crew though, there are undoubtedly glimpses coming up which will be obvious or just barely hidden out of view. So be sure to stick around for more news and tidbits, because they might give us something juicy, who knows. Then to end off the customization events and battle pass portion of the article, they just go on to say that, be sure to sign up for the Halo Insider so you can get the latest news on Infinite and possibly get into the flights later this summer. And then from then they go on to move on to the Halo Waypoint experience, which is a new / old thing. Halo Waypoint was definitely big. It was like really big Halo Reachy. It kind of started to die off. Halo 4 era, Halo 5, it was alright. I mean, you pretty much went there for like clan stuff, and that was pretty much it. They try to bring it back a little bit in MCC as well, but now it looks like we're getting a fresh overhaul for Infinite. Again, it's pretty much going to act like any other companion app, or like your PC sort of area, kind of like how a lot of those other companion apps are. Nothing too new, too crazy. We see some new icons, we see a new brand marking. They go on to talk about UI design here. Nothing too crazy, From what it seems like they really want to make Halo Waypoint sort of like a one-stop shop for all your Halo items. Say you want to customize your Spartan, say you want to be up on the news, say you want to chat, say you want to know what's what. The 411 of Halo, it seems like they're trying to reinvent the Halo Waypoint sort of app and let the players understand where they stand and what they're doing both in the game and out of the game. Which, I mean, to be honest, Halo Waypoint wasn't really something that I was like religiously on, but like if they gave you reasons to be on there, it was always nice. And from what I'm seeing is like they're giving you a lot of information on things that we got going on now. They definitely put a large emphasis on being able to look at and customize your Halo Infinite Spartan while you're inside, stat tracking, competition tracking, all that good stuff. The classic companion app things, nothing too crazy or out of the ordinary here. They definitely do show off the Spartan customization and challenges and events here as well, which I do find very interesting. So again, it looks like they're giving players a reason to check out the Waypoint app or the Waypoint website. I see a lot of people talk shit about the Spartans on the Halo Waypoint website or the app and say they don't really look too good. I mean, granted, it's an app, so I mean, they're not really, I mean, it's not, if I'm gonna be honest, it's an app, bro. So, I mean, do you really expect like the highest fidelity quality from like your Spartan on the app, or would you rather expect it in the game? Granted, I know that it's 2021 and certain things will be sort of polished and new, but you gotta cut them some slack, bro. I mean, like, they got all this shit that they plan on putting on the app. I mean, if your Spartan ain't fucking 900 megapixels or whatever the fuck, I mean, it's really not that bad. I mean, there's a lot, they could have did a lot worse when it comes to looking at some things, and it's probably not even, it's definitely not finished. It's still a work in progress, so they'll still probably polish it up and do things like that. But I mean, come on, you gotta cut them some slack. But that's just a little discourse from me. They also go on to show some medals or medallions for the Halo Waypoint app, which it seems like they're going to give you for doing certain things. We kind of gotten these before with like certain medals and things. If you go on the Halo Waypoint website or app now, you can go to see them when you go to edit your profile and stuff. But it looks like we're going to be getting some new ones here for certain things that they haven't really described to us yet. So interested to see what that's about. Again, another reason to check out the Waypoint app or the Waypoint website. And then they just go on to say that for the app and the website, they're pretty much focused on polishing, getting that user experience down, and just making it a sort of one-stop shop for all the Halo players to come and check out their Spartans in the community. Outside of that, most of the juicy stuff is pretty much done. Other than that, they go on to have some little deep dives with the team about doing some of the work, play tests, flights, building a game for PC, console, things like that. You know, sort of just talking to the team and getting a feel for what's going on. And then to end off the article here, we have something from Joseph Staten. He goes on here to say that at the center of our plans is a goal to deeply root your multiplayer character in the larger Halo universe and give them that vital active role in the Halo story moving forward. How exactly we're going to do that in the season and years ahead, well, we're not ready to share the details yet, but I can share that we've picked Heroes of Reach as a seasonal theme for the very specific reason. Reach has a rich history. It's a key location for Spartans of old and a focal point for a new generation of Spartans preparing to wrestle with the perils and mysteries of the galaxy that has fundamentally changed after the events of Halo 5. Indeed, Halo Infinite's first multiplayer season takes place at a transformational moment in Halo history, at the pivot point from one generation of heroes to the next. In this moment, your multiplayer hero is waiting just off stage, geared up for battle and ready to sprint into action. And their epic story has yet to be told. Again, from Joseph Staten, the man, the myth, the legend, Joseph Staten. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the article, guys. You know, a little bit of tidbits of information here and there, nothing too juicy, nothing too jaw-dropping. Don't really expect those in these articles. Kind of just like some slow updates along the way, just to keep the gears rolling, keep the Infinite train moving. And I found it pretty enjoyable. You know, I'm glad to see that they're really focusing on Halo Waypoint again, because I was always a Halo Waypoint fan. Love going there, checking it out, because, you know, it's everything Halo. You get to look at your dude, you get to look at other people's dudes, you get to check out news and stuff, you get to chat with the community. It's pretty much just a central hub for Halo outside of Halo. But then as far as gameplay stuff, it's really reassuring to hear that like their battle pass isn't really going to be like everyone else's battle pass, which I really appreciate. Again, like that was the biggest standout for me. Like every time they talk about it, I just get happier and happier, because I do love grinding. I think every gamer loves to grind a little bit, you know, just a little bit, to make that grind more enjoyable, because you have control over the grind, makes you want to grind even more, which is the point. You know, a lot of the battle passes that are out now, yes, the point is to sort of grind your way through or pay your way through, but everyone doesn't have the time to grind their way through. Because, for example, if you're like me and want to do 3 or 4 at a time, but don't have the money to pay through even 1 at a time, then you're going to have to divvy up and maybe even possibly lose out on things. Or people who have work and don't have any time to really play and just want to hop on and chill real quick. You know, it's a really good way to give the players control over their experience, which again is something that they've been pushing. The player experience, the user experience is something that they seem to be really focusing on. And it seems like they're taking in a lot of community feedback and giving it to us tidbits at a time. But We can't really say anything too much until we start to get our hands on the game, but these Inside Infinite articles are a really great way to keep the community, especially people who want to know, updated, and so we can get these information out to guys who don't really take the time to give in these deep dives. These are really cool. I vibe with them a lot. Let me know if you found this video helpful at all by giving it a like. If you found something interesting that I talked about or have some thoughts of your own, be sure to leave them down in the comment section below. And if you want more Halo and gaming content like this, then be sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below. It's been your boy YDXCJ. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.